We're going to go over the ingredients for the Caribbean carrot punch. All right. Basically, we're using Nestle sweet condensed milk. You can use any actual sweet condensed milk of your liking. I'm choosing the Nestle. And 1 can of coconut milk. Any kind, of course. My brand is the Azul coconut milk. We're going to be using honey. And we're going to use coarse kosher salt. You can use fine salt to your liking, whatever salt to your liking, white salt. We're going to use cinnamon. We're going to use brown sugar and white sugar. We're going to use nutmeg and of course, a grater for your nutmeg. Here, we're going to be using cognac, any cognac to your liking. We're going to be using, here's the cinnamon sticks, the nutmeg, and we're going to use 1 star anise. Here we have 8 to 10 small to medium carrots. We're going to need a whisk, can opener, a strainer, and a 1 cup measuring cup. We're gonna be using the NutriBullet, the Magic Bullet NutriBullet. Also, we're gonna be using cheesecloth. Any cheesecloth will do. This is gourmet cheesecloth. I got this from Publix, but you can basically find them at any grocer. We're also going to need a strainer and a bowl. And also, you're going to be needing a container to store your carrot juice in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our carrots into the NutriBullet. See if all of it can fit in here. Once we have the carrots in the NutriBullet, we're going to go ahead. So all in all, we're going to use 4 cups of water. And here, we're going to basically just put 2 cups of water because the max fill line on the NutriBullet is where we'll fill it to. Okay, we'll cut it so we can put it here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and doesn't take long. There's our finished product. We're going to go ahead now we place the cheesecloth over our strainer. Cut this part out. That was already there. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and take our whisk, just basically help the process out. So we're only gonna, reason why we put the cheesecloth in there is so that we can just basically grab the pulp instead of mashing down on the strainer. We're going to go ahead and squeeze all the juice that we can get out of the carrots in the cheesecloth. That way we don't waste anything in the pulp. All right. I'm not going to remove all the juice that are in the carrots because we're going to be using the pulp, and that's another reason why we're using the actual cheesecloth, so that we can retain this for later. Okay. There is our carrot juice. So before okay, give that a little stir. 1 can of coconut milk. And the condensed milk is basically going to be to your liking. Probably not going to use the whole thing. Well, why not? And the reason why I'm making it a little sweeter than normal, or it always calls for 1 can. Normally I don't put a can unless I'm actually putting liquor in it. All right, so we're going to basically measure out 1/4 of a teaspoon, fourth of a teaspoon of coarse kosher salt. It's a little saltier because they're larger little pellets. Okay. Oops. Now, to the mixture, we're going to go ahead and add 3 cinnamon sticks and our star anise. Then we're going to go ahead, let me get the tip of this. Then we're going to go ahead and grate about, I would say, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. A little less than, I would say, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Of course, you can also add more to your liking. We like nutmeg here. Okay. Basically, we're going to go ahead and whisk it. Okay. So you see the color is basically a salmon color. That's what we're looking for. All right, so basically it's a little thick because of the condensed milk and the coconut milk, but we're going to go ahead and thin that out with our cognac. Now to this, we're going to add 1 cup of water, the remaining water, just to thin it out a little bit. So all in all, you added 2 cups and then 1. So that's 3 cups in total. I'm going to go ahead and mix that after adding 1 cup of water. All right. And to this, we're going to go ahead and add roughly about 1/2 of a tablespoon, or 1/2 cup, I would say, of cognac, whichever your brand of cognac is. Or you can do it by shot glasses, which, if you want to do it by shots, I would say 3 full shots. All right. Okay. We're going to go ahead and whisk it again. Now here's where we are going to have to taste it for sweetness, because normally we would add half a cup of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white sugar. But if it's sweet because of the condensed milk, then I'm going to go ahead and omit that. And I rather it less sweet, so I am going to go ahead and omit the 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup of brown sugar, actually. And instead, leave this here because of the outside of it. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And 1 tablespoon of white sugar. Okay. And our final whisk. Okay. Basically, this will be the final whisk. And from here, we just go ahead and convert this into our container. I'm going to go ahead and refrigerate this 2 to 3 hours, or you could just simply add ice. So basically, we've chilled our drink, our carrot punch. I'm going to go ahead and pour a glass over some ice. And that's the finished product. Basically, when you're serving, you want to go ahead and grate a little more nutmeg over the top to finish off your drink. And there we have it, carrot punch. Very nutritious with the raw carrots. Very delicious.